Madison River is a great complement to the Henry's Fork of the Snake. Where the Henry's Fork has such a diversity of water, the Madison seems like the longest riffle in the world. And it's accessed only a short distance from our shop in Last Chance. It's about a 45-mile drive, and it lands you at Reynolds Pass, or Highway 87. From there, you can access the river by walking upstream or downstream and fishing this fast pocket water. The most productive stretch of the Madison extends from Quake Lake downstream for about 5 miles. As you move up the river from the Reynolds Pass Bridge, the river gets faster and rougher until you arrive right below Quake Lake. This was a natural lake formed by a massive earthquake that occurred in 1959 and literally dammed up the Madison River. Quake Lake is a decent fishery, however it's not nearly as well known as Hebgan Lake. The section of river between Hebgan Lake and Quake Lake is only a couple of miles, but it's a part of the river that is often neglected. It's open year-round, and at times there are some real big trout that move into this section, as evidenced by the big 10-pound plus brown trout that was caught by my friend Bob Jacklin. The Madison River has an interesting history as far as the fishery goes, because back in the early 70s, when I worked as a fishing guide on the Madison, the Fish and Game in Montana stocked quite a few fish. And then they stopped that practice and the fishery really turned around. And it almost reached the point where there were too many fish per mile. Then the Madison was hit by whirling disease in the early 1990s, and it decimated the rainbow trout population. However, the brown trout seized on the opportunity, and we started catching more brown trout and bigger brown trout. Later, the rainbow trout recovered nicely, and today, I think the Madison River as a quality fishery is better than I've ever seen it. At Lyons Bridge, it becomes legal to fish from the boat, and this is a real popular section of the Madison River to float. There are a variety of different stretches that extend all the way down to the town of Ennis and even below. Some of the most important fishing begins when the big salmon flies begin to come up the Madison in late June and on into early July, followed by a variety of caddisflies and a number of mayflies. The dry fly fishing can be good throughout the entire summer on this part of the Madison, because once the aquatic insects start to wane later in the summer, the terrestrial insects become very important. Hoppers and other terrestrials are very good late in the summer, especially in August and on into September. And then in the fall, there's some very good streamer fishing on the Madison. Rich history and continued excellence.
Henry's Fork Anglers is proud to support Henry's Fork Foundation, Trout Unlimited, the Federation of Fly Fishers, the Nature Conservancy, and other advocacy groups whose primary objective is to preserve and enhance the resource we enjoy.